Hello and welcome to Quiz Class. My name's Ellis and I'll be your host for today's trivia quiz of 100 questions. Strap in and get ready for a general knowledge quiz which will test all corners of your brain. We've got 5 different awards you can receive based on your score, so please let us know how you rank in the comments at the end of the video. Without further ado, let's get started with question 1. Good luck and enjoy the quiz. Saffron is an expensive spice. Which price could be compared to gold? Takes how many flowers to equal a pound? 65,000, 75,000 or 80,000? The answer is 75,000. What time signature is used in all of the movements of Antonio Vivaldi's The Four Seasons? 4/4, 2/4 or 6/8? The answer is 4/4. Question 3. How many official languages does the Vatican have? 3 Latin, French and Italian, 1 Latin, or 2 Latin and Italian? The Vatican has 2 official languages, and those languages are Latin and Italian. Why is Kobe Bryant called the Black Mamba? For his sneaky and deadly playing style, for his love of the animal, or for a lethal, focused and relentless playing style? The late great Kobe Bryant was called the Black Mamba for a lethal, focused and relentless playing style. How tall is the giant river otter? 6 feet tall, 8 feet tall or 12 feet tall? The answer is 6 feet tall. In The Godfather, which character is known for the phrase, "I'll make him an offer he can't refuse"? Fredo Corleone, Vito Corleone, or Michael Corleone? The answer is Vito Corleone. The guillotine, a tool used to execute both rich and poor, was mostly used in which era? The Victorian era, French Revolution, or the Irish Revolution? The answer is the French Revolution. How many pounds of honey can an average beehive produce? 100, 250, or 50 pounds a year? The average beehive can produce 100 pounds a year of honey. Mirepoix is a bunch of flavoured vegetables used for French cooking. Which vegetable is not included in the mix? White onion, carrot, or basil? The answer is basil. How much did it cost to use the telegraph in the US back in the 1840s? $1 per word, 50 cents per word, or $2.50 per word? The answer is $1 per word. The Empire State Building, formerly the tallest building in the world, has an antenna. How long is the antenna? 100 feet? 222 feet or 350 feet, and you've got the metric value there as well if you need it. The answer is 222 feet or 67.6 metres. Struggle meals were famous back in the Depression era. Which is not considered a struggle meal? Minestrone, mac and cheese or potato soup? Minestrone is not considered a struggle meal. He Knows You're Alone is Tom Hanks' first film. What is the name of his character? Kip Wilson, Johnny, or Elliot? The answer is Elliot. In 1947, a Norwegian anthropologist built a raft to cross the Pacific Ocean. What quirky material did he use to lash it together? Pine sap, hemp rope, or maple syrup? The answer is hemp rope. Question 15. What odd item did a group of pranksters steal from a Cambridge University building in 1988, later returning it via dramatic helicopter drop? A weather vane shaped like a grasshopper, a golden statue of a lion, or a mini functional piano? And the answer is a weather vane shaped like a grasshopper. How many ways can the 3x3 Rubik's Cube be solved? Approximately 43 quintillion, approximately 16 quadrillion, or approximately 39 billion? The answer is approximately 43 quintillion. The first ever car built by Carl Benz ran how fast on its groundbreaking test run? 50 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour, or 10 miles per hour? And again, you've got the metric value there if you need it. The correct answer is 10 miles per hour or 16 kilometers per hour. The first commercial makeup line widely recognised as such was Max Factor's Society Makeup, released in 1920. How much did they sell their products for? Around 10 cents to 50 cents, 25 to $1, or $5 to $10 per item? And the answer is around 25 cents to $1 per item. Plastic was invented in 1907 by a Belgian chemist. What was his name? Louis Pasteur, Leonard Plas, or Leo Baekeland? The answer is Leo Baekeland. The periodic table of elements has undergone 5 major revisions. What is the third revision? The discovery of argon, the discovery of isotopes, or arranged atomic number instead of atomic mass? The answer is arranged atomic number instead of atomic mass. Michael Phelps, an Olympic swimmer, is known for his long arm span. He has an arm span of how long? 6 feet 5, 6 feet 7, or 6 feet 9? Again, metric values there, if you prefer. The answer is 6 feet 7 inches, or 2.01 meters. How many tense days did it take for Soviet authorities to fully contain the raging fire and radioactive release at Chernobyl? 2 weeks, 7 days, or 10 days? It took 10 days. Bowhead whales are known for their incredible longevity. How old do they get? Over 200 years, over 300 years, or over 400 years? Bowhead whales can get to over 200 years old. The first ever TV commercial was aired on July 1st, 1941 on NBC. How long was the commercial? 30 seconds, 10 seconds, or 1 minute long? The answer is 10 seconds long. Question 25. The euro was introduced as the common currency in 1999, becoming the official currency for how many European Union countries? 11, 10, or 9? The answer is 11 European Union countries. The first bikini was introduced in 1946 by designer Louis Reard. Where and when was it introduced? Fashion show in Paris, clothing store in New York, or gala in Rome? The correct answer is a fashion show in Paris. The Beatles performed their first concert in the US in 1965. Where did they perform? Shea Stadium, MetLife Stadium, or AT&T Stadium? The answer is the Shea Stadium. The largest butterfly in the world is Queen Alexandra's birdwing. The female of this species has a wingspan of up to 12 inches. Where is this species found? Australia, Indonesia, or Papua New Guinea? The answer is Papua New Guinea. Question 29. Who scored the winning goal in the 1966 FIFA World Cup final, delivering England's only world title with a dramatic extra-time strike? Bobby Charlton, Geoff Hurst, or Martin Peters? The answer is Geoff Hurst. Alexander Wang, the famous American fashion designer, dropped out of which fashion school? London College of Fashion, Central St Martin's, or Parsons School of Design? The answer is Parsons School of Design. Larry Bird's final NBA game happened on April 13th, 1992. How many points did he score? 9, 12, or 23? The answer is 12 points. The longest Formula 1 track is the Circuit de la Sarthe in Le Mans, France, used for the 24 Hours of Le Mans endurance race. How long is this track? 13.626 kilometres, 10.3 kilometres, or 16.22 kilometres? The answer is 13.626 kilometres, or 8.47 miles. The first ever video game console is generally considered the Magnavox Odyssey. How heavy was it? £1, 3.5 pounds, or £5? The answer is 3.5 pounds. Question 34. How many languages are spoken in Kenya, including various dialects? Over 60, over 75, or over 100 languages? The correct answer is over 60 languages. How many times does Aretha Franklin say the word forever in her rendition of Say a Little Prayer? 16, 6, or 12 times? The answer is 12. How many major revisions has the euro gone through? 2, 1, or none? The correct answer is 2. MASH, an American wartime comedy show, aired its final episode on February 28th, 1983. What was the title of this finale? Leaving the Front Lines, The Final Goodbye, or Goodbye, Farewell and Amen? The answer is Goodbye, Farewell and Amen. The Eurovision Song Contest began in 1956, making it one of Europe's longest-running entertainment events. Why was this contest created? To create healthy competition between Europeans, to bring European countries together, or to prove to the world that Europe had the best musicians? The answer is to bring European countries together. The hardest pigment to make for oil paint historically was blue, particularly the pigment ultramarine blue. What was this pigment originally made of? Cobalt ore, lapis lazuli, or sapphire gemstones? The answer is lapis lazuli. Question 40. Jousting lances were made of wood. Which kinds of wood did this weapon require? Ash or pine or oak, or birch or hickory? The answer is ash or pine. Madonna, the famous pop star, has authored several books. What kind of books did she write? Self-help books, cookbooks, or children's books? The answer is children's books. Vincent van Gogh only sold one painting during his lifetime. Which painting was it? The Red Vineyard, Starry Night, or Sunflowers? The answer is the Red Vineyard. A standard grand piano spans over 7 octaves. How many keys does it have? 92 keys, 84 keys, or 88 keys? The answer is 88 keys. Who was the daring Frenchman who became the first man to ever skydive? André-Jacques Garnerin, Louis Blériot, or Henri Giffard? Apologies for any mispronunciations on those names. The correct answer is that top one, André-Jacques Garnerin. Sing 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 by Benny Goodman became the first jazz song to reach #1 on the charts in 1937. It has a famous drum solo by whom? Louis Bellson, Buddy Rich, or Gene Krupa? The answer is Gene Krupa. The largest jawbreaker was crafted by a candy maker in Canada. How heavy was it? £50, £15, or 27.8 pounds? The largest jawbreaker was crafted by a candy maker in Canada, and it was 27.8 pounds. The term Ivy League is believed to have originated from the ivy that was commonly seen growing on the walls of the university's buildings. What did it originally refer to? A research project, a sports conference, or a literary society? The answer is a sports conference. Which 1930s UK leader resigned after failing to stop Hitler's annexation of the Sudetenland, paving the way for peace in our time? Neville Chamberlain, Clement Attlee, or Winston Churchill? The answer is Neville Chamberlain. The oldest known ceramic artefact dates back to around 29,000 years ago. Where was it found? China, Egypt, or Germany? The answer is Germany. 50. What quirky fruit did Jerry obsessively stock in his apartment kitchen, often seen on the counter in Seinfeld? Pears, bananas, or apples? The correct answer is apples. Which 1960s hairstyle trended and required tons of hairspray? Beehive hairdos, bouffant, or pixie cut? We are now halfway through this quiz. We really hope you're enjoying it. The answer to question 51 is beehive hairdos. 52. In 1974, Evel Knievel failed to cross which natural wonder? Grand Canyon, Niagara Falls, or Snake River Canyon? The answer is Snake River Canyon. What eye-catching colour was the Schwing Stingray banana bike first sold in, sparking a craze among kids who wanted to cruise in style? Bright red, flamboyant lime, or neon yellow? The answer is flamboyant lime. Barbie's full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts. Who inspired her creation? Ruth Handler's daughter, Ruth Handler's mother, or Ruth Handler's niece? The answer is Ruth Handler's daughter. On November 19th, 1969, Alan Bean set foot on the moon. How many men have set foot before him? 3, 2, or 5? The answer is 3. What 1990s toy fad had kids trading sparkly stickers in schoolyards, obsessed with collecting sets? Pods, Pags, or Pogs? The answer is Pogs. The first violins were made from maple and spruce. Which part was the spruce used for? Neck, top plate, or back? The answer is top plate. Rafflesia is the world's largest single flower, found in the jungles of Southeast Asia. What scent does it emit? Rotting flesh, rotting fruits, or rotting trees? Neither a good alternative, but the answer is rotting flesh, arguably the worst of the three. Rotifers, dubbed wheel animals, can survive being frozen in Siberian permafrost. How long was the permafrost dated back? 23,000 years, 24,000 years, or 22,000 years? The answer is 24,000 years. Claude Monet, the French impressionist, gave his wife a quirky gift. What was it? A pet pigeon, a pet peacock, or a pet pig? The answer is a pet peacock. Snoopy was inspired by Charles Schulz's childhood dog. What was the name of his dog? Cooper, Sparky, or Spike? The answer is Spike. 62. What gruesome medieval remedy used leeches to suck out bad blood for everything from headaches to the plague? Blood leeching, bloodletting, or blood sucking? The correct answer is bloodletting. Question 63. In the 1920s, table tennis was dubbed as ping pong after the sound of celluloid balls bouncing off paddles. Who trademarked this name? Parker Brothers, Beaufort and Sons, or Milton Brothers? The answer is Parker Brothers. 64. What gem did Cleopatra hoard, believing it warded off evil spirits? Peridot, jade, or emerald? The correct answer is emerald. What 1930s cocktail, born in Prohibition speakeasies, mixed gin with a sugar rim? Sidecar, martini, or French 75? The answer is sidecar. On July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first person to walk on the moon. What was the name of his mission? Mercury 7, Apollo 10, or Apollo 11? The answer is Apollo 11. Anthony Eden, former Prime Minister of the UK, got his reputation tarnished after a certain incident. What incident was this? The Cuban Missile Crisis, Suez Crisis, or the Falklands War? The answer is Suez Crisis. Located in Dammam, Saudi Arabia, King Fahd International Airport is the largest airport in the world. How big is the total land area? You've got three options there. Can you pick the correct one? How big is the land area? The answer is 776 square kilometres. How much did the original Tamagotchi, a digital pet sensation, cost in its debut year 1996? $17.99, $25.99, or $12.99? The answer is $17.99. Question 70. The first yo-yo dates back to 500 BCE in ancient Greece. What was it made of? Wood, terracotta, or copper? The first yo-yo was made out of terracotta. What iconic piece of furniture did Dick Van Dyke famously trip over in the show's opening credits? a pull-out bed, a coffee table, or an ottoman? The answer is an ottoman. What quirky word did Merriam-Webster's first dictionary, published in 1847, define as a small fish despite it being pure nonsense? Gups, dord, or dilly? The answer is dord. What 1950s skirt style puffed out with layers of crinoline and is perfect for twirling? A-line skirts, pencil skirts, or poodle skirts? The correct answer is poodle skirts. How many spaces or tiles make up the classic Monopoly board? 40, 50, or 75? The answer is 40. Rivets were an 1870s denim feature, tiny copper studs that kept miners' pockets from ripping. Who patented them? Lee Jeans, Ralph Lauren, or Levi Strauss? The answer is Levi Strauss. What wild stunts did Gustave Caillebotte, a French painter, pull to fund impressionist shows? Hot air balloon racing, yacht racing, or ostrich racing? The answer is yacht racing. 77. What ancient chants sung in unison by monks filled medieval churches with eerie single-note melodies? Gregorian song, Gregorian chant, or Gregorian hymn? The answer we're looking for is Gregorian chant. What pointed Gothic arch, curving like a flame, lifted ceilings higher than Romanesque ever dreamed? Ogival arch, ogival curve, or ogival bell? The answer is the arch. 79. After competing in 32 Olympic Games, Monaco has how many medals? 12, 3, or 0? The answer is 0. 80. The Ring of Fire is a horseshoe-shaped belt of volcanoes and quakes that loops around the Pacific Ocean. It's responsible for how much of the world's eruptions? 75, 85, or 40%? The answer is 75%. Russia is a transcontinental country split by the Ural Mountains. How much of Russia is in Eastern Europe? 23%, 20%, or 24.5%? The answer is 23%. What was the runtime of the longest episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, a two-parter of Will and Carton in college? 57, 39, or 44 minutes? The answer is 44 minutes. Carmine, an ancient Egyptian cosmetic, painted lips red for Cleopatra. What was it made of? Crushed fireflies, crushed beetles, or crushed scarabs? The answer is crushed beetles. What rock legend strumming at Woodstock in 1969 turned tie-dyed shirts into a hippie must-have with their psychedelic stage flair? Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, or Bob Dylan? The answer is Jimi Hendrix. What blue giant, 20 times our sun's mass, blazes in Orion's belt? Sirius, Rigel, or Vega? The answer is Rigel. Question 86. What 8th century Anglo-Saxon hero slew Grendel in a Mead Hall brawl? Robin Hood, King Arthur, or Beowulf? Robin Hood, King Arthur, or Beowulf? The answer is Beowulf. Question 87. How far is the estimated distance of Pluto from the Earth at the closest approach? 2.66 billion miles, 1.5 billion miles, or 3.2 billion miles? It's a long run, whichever the correct answer. The answer is 2.66 billion miles. In Back to the Future, the DeLorean time machine had to reach a certain speed to travel through time. What speed did the vehicle require? 77, 88, or 99 miles per hour? The answer is 88 miles per hour, about 142 kilometers an hour. Designer Diane von Furstenberg invented an article of comfortable and stylish clothing. What were they called? Silk robes, cotton suits, or wrap dresses? The answer is wrap dresses. Question 90. According to the most widely known myth, Aphrodite was born from the sea foam. What is the other known birth story of the Greek goddess of beauty? Daughter of Zeus and Diane, daughter of Hermes and Athena, or daughter of Zeus and Athena? The answer is the daughter of Zeus and Diane. 10 questions left. The cuneiform was a script used by ancient civilizations. What system did it use to depict its characters? Picturesque, scenographic, or pictographic? The correct answer is pictographic. 92. A standard tarot deck card contains 78 cards. How many of them are major arcana? 38, 22, or 56? A standard tarot deck contains 78 cards, and 22 of them are major arcana. Who is the longest standing cast member of late night show Saturday Night Live? Seth Meyers, Kenan Thompson, or Daryl Hammond? He can be seen in the red hoodie in that photo. It's Kenan Thompson. Blockbusters was a popular UK quiz show. What did they call the final round of the game? Final Rush, Jackpot Round, or Gold Run? The final round of Blockbusters was called Gold Run. Anne Carson is a Canadian poet, essayist, translator, and professor. Her first book was published in 1992. What was the title of this book? The Wild Unknown, Short Talks, or Poems of the Lost? The answer is Short Talks. What flying Gothic brace propped up walls like spider legs, letting Reims Cathedral stretch taller and wider? Flying buttresses, flying arches, or flying spires? The answer is flying buttresses. During World War II, British engineer Barnes Wallis designed a unique weapon called the bouncing bomb. What was its intended use? To bounce off a farther distance, to ricochet off allies and attack enemies, or to attack enemy dams? The answer is to attack enemy dams. What 1970s disco shot layered Baileys over Kahlua, sipped through a straw? B52, B40, or B74? The answer, B52. 99. Canadian ice wines have won numerous international awards, with many of them receiving gold medals. Which Canadian region is best known for its production? The Alberta region, the Niagara region, or Quebec region? The answer is the Niagara region. And question 100. The first Samsonite product ever sold was a steamer trunk in 1910. It had three main materials. What were they? Leather, fabric and iron, wood, canvas and leather, or plastic, aluminium and steel. I've catered to American audiences there, but aluminium is also the other way of saying it. Wood, canvas and leather, though, is the correct answer. And we always finish with a bonus question. The famous line, "Life is like a box of chocolates," is from the movie. Can you tell us what movie? Let us know the answer in the comments for that one, and let us know how many points you scored out of 100 based on our Quiz Class Einstein rewards. Are you a champion, master, enthusiast, apprentice, or an explorer? We would love to know how you ranked. And that is the end of our quiz. Thanks for playing, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified on all of our upcoming quizzes. If you can't wait though, there are quizzes already uploaded that you can try and dive into right now. My name's Ellis and I've been your host. Thanks again for joining us today at Quiz Class. We'll see you next time.